8:36, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk, 99.7 WTN. Time for the Gang of Four Amigos. Johnny's here. Good morning, Johnny.
Good morning.
Ken's here. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, boys. Yes.
The Hand is here. Hello, Chris Hand.
Hello. So before I left the house this morning, my wife said, I wonder if Mandis' head injury healed.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that?
Forgot, Brother Dan. You hit your head.
Oh, yeah, you did. Complete with picture.
Yeah, he sent us a picture with a Band-Aid on the forehead.
I'd forgotten about that.
That was before vacation.
Yes, it was.
Oh, my God. So I'm in the shower, right? And I don't remember exactly what happened, but clearly I dropped something. So I go down to get whatever it is that I dropped, and I hit my head on the handle. Ow. And so, of course, what do? I send a picture to the other three amigos.
Yeah.
It's like, just to regale you with my stupidity.
So can you just really not see without the glasses?
No, I can't see anything without the glass. Like, I'm blind as a bat. So I send these guys photos, and I've got a big gash on my head covered by a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
And guys, it was very reminiscent of my ill-fated trip to Washington, D.C.
Right, when you had no sleep.
Where I had no sleep. And I couldn't find the toilet.
Right.
I just did.
In the dark.
I did find a very sharp corner with my head.
Poor Mandis is like the old dog that goes blind and you can't move the furniture, or they're just going to be all out of whack.
That's exactly right. And you know what my loving wife said about this?
What?
She said, oh, great, now all the pictures are going to have a head injury on it. And nothing but love in my house.
Amy was already thinking about the pictures.
Yeah. And so then, not once but twice, I'm in the shower on the cruise. Now, Amy, and this is not her fault, but in her infinite wisdom, and she's got infinite wisdom, she buys a bar of soap for us to use on the trip.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm a what do you call it?
A loofah?
Liquid soap, a loofah kind of guy. Yeah. So I haven't used a bar of soap in like forever. So I kept dropping the soap. And you know what happened? I kept hitting my head in the shower on the cruise because I kept dropping the soap.
You're not supposed to drop the soap.
No,
I've heard that.
And we have proof now you've never been to prison, so.
Anyway.
What you got to do, Dan, is you got to run the bar of soap rapidly back and forth across your sponge or whatever, and then you don't have to worry about dropping the soap.
Yeah?
You just get the sponge all lathered up.
Or
now, you don't want to drop the sponge.
It's true. A super texter reminded me, where's our ears?
Can I just say that Disney cruise jokes, after about 500, just got a little old.
Got a little old, did they, buddy?
But that's okay. Anyway, but I'm glad to be back. I want to play you something, Chris. I want to know if you know what this is.
Okay.
All right. Johnny, is my audio up?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Audio's up. You know what this is?
Yep.
What is it?
Flipper.
Attaboy. Are you a fan or not a fan of Flipper?
I can't recall. I can't. I know that it was on when I was a youngster on the Nick at Nights.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But I don't know. How does it? Wouldn't the dolphin go around and solve mysteries?
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
He was kind of like a marine version of Lassie.
Yeah, it was like, how did he get him out of the lake to solve the mystery? I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, he'd get people out of jams. They got stuck in the water.
And then at the end of the show, he would make that sound when everybody was happy.
Yep.
He'd do that.
Yeah.
And then at the end of every episode, they said, and I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you kids and that darn dolphin.
Yeah, he would. He would solve mysteries. And it was like, if you just did your crime away from the stupid lake that they had the dolphin in, this wouldn't have been an issue.
Not that hard, man.
He's bound to the lake.
So you asked off the air about how is it that I drank dolphin water?
Okay, well, I heard that you had a dolphin story, and the first thing that popped into my mind was how the dolphins sexually assault people on these cruises. Have you ever seen those videos?
No.
You've never seen the videos where the dolphins sexually assault people?
No.
It happens all the time. I would never get in the water with one of these deviants.
Tim or Albert.
Yeah, the alligator would probably be safer than the dolphin when it comes to sexual assaults. You haven't seen those?
No, but I have a feeling that I'll be watching this later on.
And he's going to make that sound.
I was, yeah.
I love you, baby. I love you. Give me some sugar.
A little more to the right.
Well, anyway. So
that's where my head went when I heard you had a dolphin story.
Of course
I was
it
like,
did.
of course. Only Dan would go on a cruise and get assaulted by a dolphin.
So I'm in the water.
Okay.
So if you've seen the photos of my vacation, I think there's about 700 of them on my Facebook page. It was a long drive. What can I say? Amy just decided to start posting photos.
Yep.
And so there's photos of me with a dolphin. And so you're in the water, and I got Riker to my immediate left, and Amy's after Riker. I got like 8 people on either side of me. And so Riker touches the dolphin, and then he makes a joke. I laugh at the joke. This dolphin flips its flipper things, and dolphin water comes right into my mouth.
Oh, no.
It's like he saw the opportunity, and he just flipped the water into my mouth. And I got to tell you, dolphin water, it is the most disgusting thing.
Oh, no.
It is salty. It is. And by the way, in answer to everyone's question, I swallowed it.
Oh.
I didn't want to spit it out. I'm thinking, what is grosser? Spitting it out or swallowing it? If I spit it out, it's like everybody. It's like everybody's problem.
Somebody took a work call in the car, right? And they heard the front of it being sexually assaulted, and they just turned it back up.
Yes.
And they're very lost and confused.
Yes, they are. In fact, that's going to start rumors.
And now, when we mentioned this earlier, people said, "Well, it's not only salt in the water and some dolphin drool, but also probably some dolphin pee." Well, listen, that's what they said.
Who said that?
Some super texter.
I
You know these super
I thought it
texters.
was like the dolphin trainer.
I did too. I thought you were probably ingesting some dolphin urine.
You know what? That trainer thought it was funnier as all get out. He really did.
Man.
And so I'm sitting there, and I'm. You know how when you don't want to vomit, but you're trying to figure out how to not do it? I am just, every fiber of my being was being utilized to not just hurl in front of everyone. Because that would have been obviously, embarrassing for me. The dolphin would have laughed. So there you go. So it was a great trip.
That was awesome.
The dolphin decided I was too ugly to sexually harass or whatever, so he just flipped some gross water in my mouth. Riker thought it was funny too. Everybody was laughing their butts off, including the dolphin. I hate dolphins.
I feel like I have a bar to set for my family vacation coming up.
Oh, let me tell you something. This vacation was a train wreck for the ages. And by the way, I was trying to figure out earlier, when Spider-Man got bit by that spider, he got his spidey senses.
That's right.
So I want to know, when my dolphin senses are going to kick in, my flipper senses.
Do you have a strange urge to go solve mysteries with a group of kids?
No, and I don't have any strange, want to sexually assault anybody either, which is apparently what dolphins do.
I want to see you jump out of the water.
I was getting ready to say, Dan, if you open up your pool, when you open up your pool and you find yourself hopping up out of the water, pushing a big red ball around, you may have an issue.
Anyway, you make that sound when you do.
Or along with the pack of gum, you have some sardines when you walk out of the Dollar General store.
Oh, and I have to tell you, Dan, I was in the Dollar General over the weekend.
Yeah.
And I heard a woman talking to the woman checking her out, and she said, "Have you ever had anybody steal something in front of you?" And she said, Well, yes, we have. And apparently, it's Dollar General, it's part of the employee status that they cannot do anything about it. They just have to let you walk right out.
Oh, well, then
So
I'm in the clear with the gum.
you're in the clear, man.
All right.
I wanted to let you know that. A little PSA for
I
you.
probably got directions from the Toronto police chief.
Yeah, probably so. Just put the.
Did you miss that? In Toronto, car thefts are up so high that they've told people to leave the key fobs by the front door, so that way the burglars don't have to go all the way into your home.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's a give up.
Yeah.
By the way, you would have loved it. I'm in the steam room on the ship.
The dolphin walks in. Oh, no, not again.
The dolphin walks in. No. But I was with a Canadian.
Really?
In the steam room.
Ah.
He spoke like you.
Very polite, I'm sure.
Not when he was talking about Justin Trudeau. He hated Justin Trudeau.
They all do.
He gave me a 3-minute monologue on how much he loved Donald Trump, and he had to be our president. Donald Trump is our president. And I'm thinking, you're Canadian.
Yep.
But he considers Donald Trump his own.
Yeah.
And he was just, it was all about Donald Trump. He hates Justin Trudeau. He laughed at my Justin Trudeau joke when I say his name is Justin Trudeau. And,
Did you ask him about the, being Fidel Castro's illegitimate love child rumor?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
I did ask him about Bryan Adams.
Big fan?
Yeah, he was. He was actually. But he was also a Trump fan, so that should be, good in your eyes.
I like
anyway,
it.
Redeeming value is for Chris Hand.
I do.
So then we had, and people are texting in about Southwest Airlines, 13-hour drive to, 12-hour drive to Fort Lauderdale. Somehow, oddly enough, a 15-hour drive back. Where did those extra 3 hours come from on the way back? I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's like
maybe more traffic, Brother Dan.
It's dolphin time.
It's you know what? It's the curse of the dolphin. By the way, my based on what I can tell, because we're, as I mentioned, in the 5 o'clock hour, I was trying to figure out when those dolphin superpowers would kick in. Well, it turns out dolphins are really smart and they're great at communicating, neither of which have been happening on this show this morning with me. So there you go.
Well, it's just your first day back.
It is. I felt a little rusty.
Yeah.
I thought you had a great show this morning.
Well, thank you.
I was listening to your Jack Johnson stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you hear the one question that went a little awkward? Have you guys ever known Jack Johnson to give a one-word answer?
No.
I got to say, that's the first time I've heard.
So I asked him, we're talking about this Charlene Oliver, the state senator here in Nashville. She's calling for riots. And if you've missed it, go check it out. But
I like how in 2024 we can just breeze over that. She's calling for riots.
Yeah. She's a Democrat. It's what they do.
NBD.
And so I
Moving on.
said, is it, something, that she should be censured for?
He answered quickly, too.
He said no.
Yeah, he just went, nope.
And that was it. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll move on. And people, one person said that you want her to be punished for her free speech. It's like, no, I don't want her to be punished for her free speech. I want her to be punished for calling for riots, trying to instigate riots, calling fellow lawmakers, Jim Crow and Confederates, which is what she said, and among other things. And so that's why I believe that she should be punished. I mean, you can't try to incite riots and violence. And that's what, in my opinion, she did. Yep. But you know what, Johnson? I mean, I like Jack Johnson, and he said no, and he said no very quickly and with a one-word answer.
Yep.
So that's what he said.
It just blows my mind, though, that's totally okay. Nobody really makes a big deal out of it. But Trump gets bloodbath taken out of context, and everybody loses their mind all weekend long.
Yeah. And then they bury it, toward the end of the story, they say, by the way, bloodbath is a economic term for whenever you lose a lot of money.
Yeah. And Joe Scarborough, I don't know if you saw Joe Scarborough tweeted out, basically saying, this is Trump's America. And, he's advocating for, more violence and threatening violence and all this other stuff. Elon Musk kind of beats him down in a tweet, and Scarborough actually deleted his tweet.
Yeah, he called him an NPC.
Did he really?
Yeah, they've been calling everybody NPCs.
Non-player
characters.
Non-player character.
You're just programmed to do what you do.
That's exactly right.
Did you hear the other NPC from Tennessee?
No.
London Lamar?
No, but I understand that.
She was talking about the same stuff that the one calling for riots was.
What we see here is drunk on power. I don't like that you take this position on this bill, so I'm going to silence you. That's a form of slavery.
What?
I feel like a slave sometime in this building.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
I feel like that's.
I believe that.
I feel like a slave sometime in this building.
I think that London Lamar needs to read a book on history and what the slaves went through, because clearly, not only are you getting paid, but you are a successful black woman who is allowed to do anything that you want here in America.
I feel like a slave sometime in this building.
So I don't know. That is such a ignorant, insensitive comment.
I feel like these two women have gone to the Justin Jones school of social media attention.
I feel like a slave sometime in this building.
Yep.
And that they're following the blueprint to gain national attention.
Yes.
That's pretty sad, though, isn't it? Because they don't really, it sounds to me, do they have anything actually to offer? You know, one of the things I know is a friend of mine, Grace, on social media on Twitter. I think the tweet started with her. But she is openly asking the people of his district, have you ever seen dude in district, Justin Jones? Have you ever seen Justin Jones in district doing anything for the community, anything at all? Have you seen him actually in the community, out and about, picking up trash or doing whatever you should do as a lawmaker? And as far as I can tell, not one person has said, oh yeah, we saw him over there helping out at the dog shelter. He was over there helping the homeless. No. All he does, and apparently, you know, and by the way, London Lamar.
I feel like a slave sometime in this building.
I mean, she's always been an idiot. I'm just going to tell you. This is very much par for the course for her. But I just think that it shows the ignorance. And when you say something like that, what you're doing, and we see this stuff all the time, just to get serious, what you're doing is you are minimizing what the slaves went through.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. And so to try to put yourself on par with what the slaves went through, I think is absolutely abhorrent. Just like the other state senator who was talking about how this whole thing is Jim Crow.
Yep.
It's clearly not Jim Crow. Open a book, and do they really think that people with half a brain are going to hear a comment?
I feel like a slave sometime in this building.
And people can say, yeah, word. No.
Well,
some people will.
Except some people will.
The low IQ will.
The low IQ will, yeah.
I got into an argument. Somebody called me low IQ for not believing the Trump bloodbath hoax.
Really?
Yep, on the Twitter machine.
I believe it.
I said call into the show.
Yep.
615-737-9986.
Yeah, Brother Chris invites him, man. He said, come on. You opposed? Yeah, they move him right up to the top.
Invite the dumb. Hey, Mac, if Cougar Chow's here. Hey, Mac, if anybody calls challenging Chris and calls him dumb because he was buying into the Trump talking points, put him right to the front. And send me a text so that I'll listen.
You wouldn't listen to any? You wouldn't just listen to listen?
I'm a busy man.
Dan Mandis. Chris Ancho, not a fan.
You know what, Chris? All I'm going to say is that around here,
I feel like a slave sometime in this building.
I hear you.
that's how I feel.
You got a week of work to catch up on. Have you gone through the emails yet?
I did. I did that last night. I did that last night. It's been a long.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. What do you think the odds are that I'm going to bang my head again today?
On purpose or by accident?
You know what? Probably the way things are going on purpose. You know? What's worse, banging your head in the shower or
I feel like a slave sometime in this building.
listening to her? I think I'd rather bang my head in the shower.